Hello guys, welcome to this video. In this video I'll be talking about President Museveni, President Bobi Wine, the president of NOP, Dr. Kizza Besigye, who is currently behind bars, and General Muhoozi. What is it all about? It is all about the transition, that is the battle to become the next president. I'm going to look into the mistakes that each and everyone, or each of them, needs to correct in regards to the support from the Acholi people. Let's go. To start it off, I'm going to begin with the sitting president, that is Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Well, Museveni has struggled for several years now, to try to do certain things which are good. Well, several good things, by the way, on a honest ground. For example, forcefully maintaining security, although economically they say the right way to maintain security is not by spending more in the army. It is instead by having a balanced representation in the governance that will waive out any security threats. There are a lot of achievements, like in some parts of Uganda there are good roads, very good roads. At least there has been improved level of education, but I believe it is being destroyed now due to this thing called new curriculum. I don't have strong belief in it. But also on the other hand, he has increased the level of tertiary institutions of vocational education. But yeah, and several other achievements that I may not mention, or I may not even know. Now, I'm talking in particular about Acholi people. The first thing that Museveni needs to work on as we head into 2026 is the issue of reconciliation. I know the time has already caught him, but even after 2026, he should think about this. A country that has gone through several wars, a country that's transition has not been peaceful, surely requires people to sit on a table and talk facts hotly for the reason or for the purpose of coming into conclusion of unity, so that Africa forgets about the tribal boundary, so that the people from other parts of the country stop teaching their children that don't marry from this tribe because of what their ancestors or their parents told them while practicing tribalism. Reconciliation not yet done. The second thing is the issue of cattle compensation. Actually, when you talk about cattle compensation in Acholi, this is serious. It hurts me that when you write that only a few people have lost their cattle, it doesn't make sense. I don't know if households in Acholi never had any household in Acholi which never had a single cow or maybe bull. All they actually had This was the traditional bank of the Acholi. Just like Chief Justice Windor said in Rochopayo that before 1986, record number of cattle in Agagu district was at around 90,000, but the census was done 3 years later and it was only 400, not 4,000, 400. We have that video on this channel. Now look at this statistic, and you say that let's write the name, Attorney General, find out this. No, I think the Acholi people, each and every household, this PDM money, each and every household, at least maybe they should give Acholi people 10 million. That is what is called the right cattle compensation. 10 million per household. And we forget about cattle compensation. Yes, we have been in war, and it's the responsibility of the government to protect the people. Acholi did not support Coins war, at least for several years. Much as many people from other parts of the country think that the Acholi people supported Coins war, no way. That's not true. Maybe at the start because maybe people had not yet understood it well, but Acholi people did not support Coins war. But when you go to places like Kampala, they call you Konji. I like reminding people that it is one of the reasons why I boxed one person from campus for calling me Konji. I said, okay, let me show you what Konji did to my people, so that you learn that what you're saying is not right. So the cattle compensation needs to be done. Actually, it should not even be called cattle compensation. Wealth compensation. We ran away from our homes, going into the internally displaced people's camp. Where are the chicken, the goats, and the rest? All those were lost. The traditional fruits, fruits like Owago, they are no more because of the population pressure that busted during the camp. Actually, I wonder why people are even crying that, hey, the number of Acholi I feel, and the land is too much. Land is too much, yet we are from war. It's too much. Actually, if war was even not to happen, we were still going to have a lot of space. Actually, this could be attributed to the culture of Acholi that does not prioritize sex, which some researchers also look at it as a bad aspect, because there are other tribes that teaches their people well about sex, but Acholi people, I may not be right, but I think Acholi people are not well acquainted in that line. Now that takes me to the third thing, which is one of the most serious issues. That is the issue of land, and that is where the issue of the Balaalo comes in. Many people who are not Acholi have mistaken the issue of Balaalo must go. Make no mistake, this is not tribalism. Me personally, who has given this platform for advocates of Balaalo must go, I don't hate the people who are called the Balaalo. In fact, I love them a lot. But the fact is, it's too normal for you to go and buy land in urban centers. Gulu City, Kitgum Municipality, Pade Town, Moro, and the rest. Very normal, like any other part of the country. But then, going to buy land in the village, rightfully, at a reasonable size, it also makes sense. It's also somehow okay. But then going to buy land in the village in a large amount, large size, and you who are also coming to buy, your number are also extremely large, you are translocating with your animals, which the veterinarians have even not conducted whether they are carrying any alien species on them. And they are coming to eat on these vegetations like it happened to Nakasongola, which turned into semi-arid. Because we all know the effect of overstocking density of cattle. You are coming to destroy the environment and other extra activities, including the reckless charcoal production. Sincerely, the entire Uganda needs to have mercy on the Acholi people. South Sudanese, most of their leaders are crying right now. That please, the youth, when you want to demonstrate, go and raise posters or post on social media to express your frustrations, but don't pick firearms, don't pick guns. They're crying for that. And then here, people are giving you feedback of what they are not what is frustrating them completely, because most of the people who are saying, most of the leaders whose voice can be heard in a faster way are opposition, like Olanya Gilbert and Dongoto. Some guys go and misadvise. Hey, this is just opposition. This is just opposition. This is just opposition. We can do this and do this and we fix this. And some names needs to be investigated. I will not say it. Some of the low names are not even actual names who are aiding. Yes, I will not mention them, but you know them, who are aiding the purchase of those things. Now you go and, because the villagers don't know the market demand, there were a lot of worry after war flooded here. Those who more advocated for the ban, but the ban did not take effect. Cheap alcohol destroyed the society of the Acholi, coupled with the war. No financial subsidies or fair fiscal policy like tax holidays given to any form of small investors in Acholi. And the statistic is now shouting that Acholi is very poor, very poor. The poor guys are not running anywhere to ask for help. They are coming to convince them with the land. The only thing left. Yes, I say it is the only thing left. Sometimes I pity people. How many actually people are educated? Where is the equity? How are they getting the jobs? And you say education? No, it is only land. Very many educated actually. Those who think actually people are not educated and they are only promoting education of new people without thinking about job creation. Try to do your statistic. Call the actual people who did diploma, degree and masters in a meeting who are not employed. You will know the truth of the mistake. So land issue is very important in Acholi. If you want to do our traditional practices, the culture and the rest, see land. There are some protected species of trees, like the Obaolwero. Will the Balaalo know the value of Obaolwero to Acholi? Until we get a method of genetically modifying those things to keep it for the next generation, no way. Traditional medicinal plants will be destroyed in societies. There are some traditional medicinal plants that even the herdsmen of Acholi cannot allow the animals to go and graze on them. They are protected species. The tamarins. So this thing just goes goes beyond you just going to convince someone that, hey, I buy this, and you say, you are now okay. I don't want to talk about the allegations of minerals. They are already there. Minerals are already there. And minerals, we all know, is a property of the government. But then the people needs to benefit. Yes, because when you're working on the mineral, you are going to like partially own the land for some time, and you need to compensate that person. Yes. So those are the kind of mercy that should enter in African art. What is destroying the brains of the Africans? What is happening to Africans? Years gone by, and Africans cannot learn from the past. So the fourth thing is the obvious reason, the use of the Karamojong. Yes, thank God there has been achievements in reducing or mitigating. We have seen concern from the government. They are already trying to do things like disarmament. That is very good. But then it is not yet enough. It is not yet enough. Karamoja needs to be disarmed. Because to me, how I predict, it's like an inactive civil war brewing for the future. And also secondly, it's like an inactive rebel group. Now, if you are to analyze politically, if someone wants to sponsor rebel groups, who will be the first people to be targeted currently? Obviously, it's Karamoja. So if the government jokes, one day you keep undermining these people and you realize that they're the ones who are whooping the government away. Yes. So, avoid future civil war, avoid future civil unrest, avoid future rebel. Currently, they should be called terrorists. Yes, because they are terrorizing Acholi. You come and rape women in the borderline, in Agago district. That side of Rom, that side of Agago, that side of in Kitgum. You rape women, you kill people in the 21st century. 21st century, my guys. And our president is proud that Uganda is developed. Yet we have cattle rustlers who are killing and looting animals, burning grass-thatched houses of people who are very peaceful. Acholi has never taken a step for so long to go and disturb the Karamojong people. Acholi is feeding Karamojong people. It's not an insult, it is better facts. There is peaceful coexistence between Acholi people and Karamojong. But why is there always a channel for parasitic relationship of stealing these animals and killing the people? And the government cannot stop this. They say, it is their culture, it is their culture, it is our culture, it is our culture. Oh. So you don't think the culture of Acholi is also to fight? But because Acholi has learned the civilization the hard way and are now obeying the constitution of the Republic of Uganda. Not all cultures need to be maintained. The bad ones need to be taken off. For example, there are some African cultures who sacrifice real human beings in other countries. Should it be said it is their culture? Now, what happened to in Teso? In that primary school where allegation, quote me right, I did that the Josan primary school who slaughtered the other lady, the teacher, was a sacrifice. So what if the lady is to say, this is my culture, will you accept it? Will you not do anything because it is the culture? No way. Any bad culture needs to be destroyed and never to return again. So those are the four major things that Museveni needs to address that will continue to affect his political stance. In Acholi, it is clear Acholi people voted you in the previous 2021 generation, and chances are still also high. And you have also talked positively about removing the Balaalo. But why? Why the delay? Several Balaalo have gone, yeah, we know. It is true, they left. But there are still some Balaalo. I know Acholi is disunited to the extent that Gulu or Muro doesn't think about what's happening in Gagada's Karmajong. And then Agago doesn't think about what's happening in Amur, that's the part. They only think about what is just near here because of political demarcation. So on to the next one. For Bobi Wine, I know this is very sensitive because there are people who would wish to respond so fast, which is also good. If they understand, it is also good. Bobi Wine's 3 key issues that needs to be addressed to regain real support from Acholi. This is the key, by the way. The key, I'm telling you the truth. You may disagree several times the way you want to disagree, but this is the truth. The first thing is the issue of Karmajong. Bobi Wine has not clearly come out to criticize the activities of the Karmajong against the Acholi people. But instead, Bobi Wine has clearly criticized government's attempts to implement forceful disarmament in Karmaja Sapujong. That is the removal of the guns. Let me define the key words here for you people. These are the guns which are used to kill Acholi, rape the women, cut off the penis of the men and put on the tree. I don't know what they think about. It has happened. Steal the cattle, burn the grass-thatched houses, and you don't want it to be removed in the pretense of human rights. Someone owning a gun in the country illegally, you want to talk about human rights on the person illegally. AK-47, not even a pistol. You want to talk about human, of course, yes, there may be certain severe circumstances. But then, after you telling the president or the government to stop or to handle the forced disarmament in the right way, have you also set a campaign to remind the Karmajong people that they need to submit, to be submissive, to let out all these guns so that their neighbor, the Acholi people, are peaceful, and Uganda is said to be peaceful, and also the government gets the gun easily from them without any problem. Now politically, God forbid, some people may even think that, oh, maybe you want them to keep the guns for your future benefit and so on. No, I'm just thinking out loud. Or maybe dreaming while my eyes are open. Let that one go. So, the issue of Karmajong still also on to Bobi Wine. The second issue, several opposition politicians, several government politicians, and even the president himself, President Museveni, has come out to criticize the Balaalo, and he issued the executive order number 3, which indisciplined people disobeyed. But I have not heard you clearly coming against the Balaalo. Bobi Wine has not come clearly against the Balaalo invasion of Acholi land, the unfair dealings in the Acholi land. You have not come out. And this thing is paining many people in Acholi. People are considering it as a sign of negligence. Yes, we have seen a lot of no members in Acholi people who have come out strong against that. the likes of Sebastian Ogoni, the likes of Mungu Gueto, the likes of Winnie Okidi, and other non-political people like Chandano Felix Altur, with other also politicians like Odongoto and Olanya Gilbert. Several people came against this to talk about this as a united people, and this forced the president to also understand and come against this as one of the person being looked at as currently the biggest opposition politician in the country. Your voice was needed the most during that time. You guys may come with whatever types of defense, but I've just told you the fact. Yes, it is into the villages of Acholi, that frustration. Now, the last thing on Boy Wine, which is the third one, is the Uganda nationalism. Just this year, the Prime Minister of Uganda came out to say Uganda should become the national language. He said it is widely spoken. Well, the only reason that it is widely spoken is because the number of the Baganda are so high. But when you come to societies like Acholi, Lam, West Nile, Teso, several non-Bantu societies, they completely don't know Uganda. Actually, majority, 90% don't even know a single word in Uganda. Now, this illusion of forcing this language can lead to civil unrest in future. That's the fact. It can lead to civil unrest. So we need to stop having this mindset of let's conquer, let's conquer, let's conquer, let's conquer. And we have this mindset of let's work together. Just like there are several people from central Uganda here living peacefully with the Acholi people, doing businesses, and several Acholi people are also in central Uganda. Yes, and also in your national address, when you're targeting the national mass in your campaigns and the rest, even if you're in Kampala, if you know that that address is targeting the entire country, please use English. Use English. Yes. You may blame people that, hey, you are not voting me because someone has been watching the TV or watching you from Facebook. Just watches only 1 minute and runs away because the language barrier. Remember, every tribe wants to protect their language, and no tribe in Africa would wish for their language to be overridden by another tribe. Even UNESCO, which is part of the United Nations, supports this. There are threats to thousands of languages around the world which are set to go extinct, and UNESCO is advocating for the preservation of all languages as fundamental parts of cultures. Uganda should be preserved by the Baganda. Acholi should be highly preserved by the Acholi people. Let's take to the official and the national language, that is English, because even clear research has found that even Kiswahili, that many people advocate for Africa, is not even a uniting language. It's still a Bantu language coming from the intermarriage between the Bantu people and the Arabs, gave birth to the Swahili culture at the East African coast. So it is a cost. I mean, it is not a it is not a thing of African origin. It was just due to intermarriage. So on the language issue and the Uganda nationalism, having that mindset of let's ride over the rest. Like, for example, Bobi Wine being a musician, you should ask yourself, why are the TVs in central Uganda not playing songs from Acholi sub-region or in other parts of the country? Can't you pick up as an advocacy part and talk about this? I know many people will say, hey, he's not responsible for everything. He's not responsible for everything. No. If you want now change and you're coming in for change, make that change be felt into our bone marrow. We have seen some important things, like the creation of NRM caucus, which is now the parliament, by the way. That parliament is no longer parliament. That parliament is now the projection of parliament. The parliament is now the NRM caucus. Why have you never led a strong campaign against creation of some associations like NRM caucus, which has replaced parliament? These are the core issues that will address the issue of the potholes in Kampala that you always talk about. Yes, for us here, we don't have potholes. We have holes on our roads. We just enter into the holes. Even boys are dying with Bajaj. That the Balaalo, after selling, Balaalo convincing them to sell the land and they buy with Bajaj. They sink into it, which is very bad. So, on to the next person, Besigye. Dr. Colonel Kizza Besigye. Well, you have been for long opposition against President Museveni. For several years, you have opposed the president, calling the president several languages, and so on. But there is one thing. But before I get to that one thing, because I have only two issues that you need to address. The first one is the court case. If you still have the mission, if Kizza Besigye still have the mission to become the president of Uganda, then he should come out of that court case victoriously. Because any criminal conviction will guarantee him not eligible to contest in Uganda. We know there are several things like citizenship, like if you're a dual citizen, you cannot contest in the country, and so on. But also criminal cases, like dishonesty, and so on, can lead to you not contesting as the president of Uganda. I know many people will say, oh what, oh this, oh that. Yes, that's the fact. I'm not saying Kizza Besigye is guilty, no. Don't quote me wrong. I'm just saying he should, if possible, find a way to come out clean of that court case. Then lastly, there is this saying that has been going on, that you worked with the president together as a rebel group, and you loved the rebel group, National Resistance Army, so much. People have been saying that you are just playing mind game. And many people believe that you're playing mind game. Even the current court case which is ongoing, a number of Ugandans still believe that it is still a mind game, so that you get political sympathy to destroy Bobi Wine or make Bobi Wine look like no longer the most serious opposition. Because we know in Uganda how the oppositions are made. When the government start beating one opposition, people start feeling, oh, this could be the real person. And that's why I concur with Dr. Tanga Odoi. Odoi is 100% correct, and he has just given the government a very good tip. That if you beat them, you campaign for them. He said the security campaign for Noob's candidate in Kawempe. And that is true. Whenever you start applying force or unfair strategies, human being or human nature will just support the other weaker person. Take a look at this. If you're a football fan and you're honest, if you go to watch football match that both of the teams are not your team, in football you cannot watch without taking side. If Liverpool is playing with Nottingham Forest, even if your team is not in the title race, along the way you will start having this feeling that Nottingham Forest should win. Naturally, you football fans support teams which are not their team in conditions which the other opponent is weak and they have nothing to lose in that game. It is also in real life. When you apply force on someone and make somebody look inflicted with pain and inferior, people will just follow the person. And selecting only one person to concentrate security against will make people always think, yeah, it's the real deal. So that's when how Ugandans have been sympathizing with Kizza Besigye and shifted to Bobi Wine, and the discussion of maybe Kizza Besigye was a state asset made to confuse is already there in the community, including in Acholi. So you need to clear that, you yourself, not another person, so that Kizza Besigye needs to clear that, so that that thing gets up. I don't know how he will do that because clearing allegations and rumors is very difficult in political science. So we go to the last one, that is CDF Muhoozi. So General Muhoozi Kainerugaba has been one of the fastest rising military officer, I think, in the world. General Lieutenant Major CDF, very fast like a rocket. And Muhoozi, three things. We already know Muhoozi will not contest in 2026. That is clear. That is what they have said, unless they change the plan. But there is a possibility that after 2026, Muhoozi may come in to present himself as the president. He started by denying that he has no interest of becoming a president. But now, it is clear. He has retracted the statement and said he wants to be the president of the country. And here are the three issues in Acholi. The first one is the high voltage statements, like the tweets. Boom, boom, boom. I will beat Bobi Wine. I'll beat, see, this leg is small. He will run away. My woman is the most beautiful. I love this woman. I love my mother, my father. Wait. The high voltage tweets is an issue. It has gone deep in the villages. You see, these villagers, they don't have smartphones. But when there is only one smartphone in the village, it's enough for them to get information. It's enough. You ask any person deep in the village about Muhoozi, they have never heard Muhoozi on the FM radio, but they know that Muhoozi exists, and they even know the photo. Anyway, thanks to the government for supporting that digitization. That shows Uganda has moved a mile in as far as digital technology is concerned. So Muhoozi needs to try to let people be okay that all what he says will not be implemented. Because if people really feel that he will do what he always says, especially on Twitter, he's going to get it hard. Yes, it will be difficult because people may be fearful for some time, like in the mean regime, but after some time it will be too much to bear. The second thing is alcohol, drug, and women. There is this belief everywhere. I don't know if it's a political propaganda, maybe related to the tweets that you do drug and also take a lot of alcohol, and also the love for the women. And that one, the child society would look at it as a big weakness. So I don't know. It's a rumor, it's an allegation. Of course, we have provision for rumors in the constitution for media. So, and the last one is, which is the third one, is all the father's mistake. Africans will not spare you. Your father's achievement will be credited to you, and also your father's mistakes will be blamed onto you. So, these are the burdens that you carry in Acholi. And I think all what I've said, some of them also can shift to another societies in Uganda. Thank you for enjoying or watching. I don't know if you didn't enjoy this civil space, but it is my personal opinion, and we are going to continue like this. Thank you so much.